Coach Tom Ferry. Happy Monday, November 28th. Welcome to Life by Design, your place online for ideas, inspiration, and how to stay in the right action. The last couple of videos I've been talking about mental toughness from my car, and also talking about your business plan. Today I want to talk about creating more certainty in one of the top challenges real estate professionals face today, and that of course is consistent lead generation or a consistent steady flow of new business. The big challenge that I see is agents are basically floating, is the only way to describe it, floating from transaction to transaction, which creates, ready, I'm rich, I'm poor, I'm rich, I'm poor, and it's very much by default versus by design. If you've done this before, you know the solution, I like to say, is I Love Lucy. Remember I Love Lucy working at the chocolate factory, right? The gal's teaching her, she turns the machine on, the chocolates come down, she wraps them up. It's like taking a listing, making a sale, putting it inside the box. Another one comes down, taking a listing, making a sale, put it inside the box. And then what happens? They turn the machine up a little bit faster. That's the ideal problem. Next thing you know, she's shoving the chocolates in her mouth and in her bra and doesn't know what to do with them. Most agents, though, are like this. They look at that conveyor belt of lead generation and they do this. Oh man, where's my next lead coming from? And that is not what we want to have happen in 2012. So here's some solutions for you to think about if you face that challenge in 2011. Number one, what worked for you? Where did your business come from? And can you systemize it or automate it? If you generated lots of referrals in the calendar year 2011, was it by design or was it by default? Was there a system and a plan and a process? Or again, did you float from transaction to transaction? Number two, you got to ask yourself, where's the low-hanging fruit in my marketplace? If I didn't generate a lot of referrals, if I communicated 2 to 3 times a month with my entire database, if I didn't get the kind of business I wanted from my geographic farm, if I mailed and knocked more consistently, could I create more value and more of a brand in the marketplace? We know the answer is yes and yes. So again, can you make it a system and can you automate it? The third thing I wrote down, and really the solution, if you go back to the business plan, and we'll go ahead and attach another business plan here if you haven't seen it already, upload it today, and let's get started on it. Create that 12-month marketing plan. We give you inside the plan, right, January to December, and enough room for you to say, here are the actions I want to take this month in order to ensure enough consistent new leads coming into the business for me to win. Fill out that 12-month marketing plan, then create your weekly MAC, your weekly marketing action checklist. So what are the 2 or 3 or 5 things I need to do this week to ensure my success? So I take the 12-month plan and I break it down into a week-by-week action checklist to ensure my success. Now, you're going to notice that I wrote a name down here, Forrest Gump. Love the movie. I'm sure you've seen it 100 times. What do I know about Forrest Gump? Could you imagine if Forrest Gump, that character, went into the real estate sales business? He signed up for our coaching and we said, here's your plan, here's everything you need to do, just follow the schedule. What do you think would happen? You and I both know the answer. He would have an unbelievable business. Why? Because he'd be smart enough to write the plan and he'd be just not so smart enough to follow it. Can you be smart enough to write the plan and dumb enough to follow it? I hope the answer is yes. And I don't mean to say dumb like a bad thing. You know what I mean. Smart enough to write it, dumb enough to follow through every single day. Think about it for your 2012 to make sure that your next year is extraordinary. Now, quick thought real fast. agentgala.com, doing a live session, myself and Cliff Stevenson, on technology to transactions this Wednesday, live from Calgary. If you can join us, I hope you're there. All right, remember always your strategy matters, and now more than ever, your passion rules. Have a great Monday.